I want everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Cruiser 5 to 50 be advised, County Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Publicists, when you talk to your publicists, you know the first thing they tell you? What? Stay away from religion, stay away from politics. Okay. You know why? Why? No matter what the you say, somebody passionately disagrees with you.
Absolutely.
No matter what religion, you believe in Allah, then you're saying that's not the right way. You believe in every Christianity, that's not it, because they're choosing something different. Your political party, the Democrat, Republican, the disagreement completely.
Yep.
So I stay away from it. When I get pulled into politics, I go,
yeah.
And I have nothing to say. I'm just
the same way we are. We don't no politics, none of this.
I'll with that. Like, I don't stay there because I'm still entertainment. If it's not music, then it's film and television, but it's still entertainment. So why would you turn someone off by saying that?
Right.
I want everybody to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Not just a selective few amount of people. I focus on diversity because it's needed.
Right.
The boxing scholar is a lover, not a fighter, but he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. If he pats you on the back, you'll put it in your resume. His enemy. Have him listed as an emergency contact. The scholar has an inside joke with complete strangers. If he punched you in the face, you'd have to fight the urge not to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He's the only man alive to is parallel park. A train is count to infinity twice. In Genesis, when God said, "Let there be light," the scholars said, "Say pretty please." He is the genius of all genius and master of all masters.
And that's the trick to life. You have to be wise enough to know when you were living in your dream. And you have to be humble enough to accept when you're in someone else's.
Yo, the Boxing Scholars on. Okay. Charles Xavier, at the end of the live, MVP of the day, MVP of Memorial Day. Amir said, "What's going on? I mean, let me find out you was in the bushes watching earlier and then comment. Let me find out." So basically, Charles Xavier told me to fire the live back up because something was going on with his card, and he gifted a lot of memberships, which is dope as SHIT. I don't think they'll get you if you spell it right, as long as you don't say it. But yeah, man, him doing that was some real stuff. I didn't even have no context matter in the live. I just fired the live back up and came back, and he was, handing out memberships on some Oprah Winfrey. You get a membership. Bro, stuff like that makes it all worthwhile, bro. It makes it worthwhile with my presentations when YouTube had banned me. And I was like, man, why am I even doing this stuff? People like you, bro. people like you, just, you know, and I don't forget, bro. Like I remember like homies giving me, my homie Rob G sent me money on my birthday, bro. Or, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that just makes me like it appreciate. It makes this stuff worthwhile. You know what I mean? Because I put a lot into my presentation. He said, good intro, bro. I put a lot into that as well. Well, like I think about, like, you know, people have long intros, but what is something that would keep them entertained and you know, creative wise, where they would be like, I didn't see that coming, didn't see that coming either. You know, make it polarizing. I put a lot of detail and thought into stuff. You know what I mean? Now it ain't like no Sinners movie where everything is oh my gosh. See, the land of the dead is not the land of the dead. And if he was dead, in fact, he was alive where he was dead. It ain't nothing like that. Or triple, double entendres and stuff, like anything like that. But I do put a lot of work into this, man. And y'all make it worthwhile, man. Y'all make it worthwhile, especially Charles Xavier, bro. Put up on a couple episodes, you know what I mean? Trolling from the chat. Now, that's how you troll. See, I'm really careful about calling myself a troll because trolling to me is just clowning. We the kids in the back of the class that just clown. You know what I mean? But, you know, what trolls try to do is they try to lessen what they do, which is just mean stuff. And they try to associate their stuff with us because we're the lighter version of what they is. So I'm really careful about using the word troll. But yeah, he definitely come in the chat making me crack up and stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of times I'll be on mute, but I come off mute as well when it's a good joke. Him and Skeletor too. Skeletor, yeah. That's how you supposed to troll. From now on, that's how you troll. But yeah, man, y'all make it worthwhile. So what I'm gonna do is, what's up, press? What I'm gonna do is, to the people catching the morning show, to help out with the algorithm, you don't have to hang out here because I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do because I want to get in the sign up for a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe I might do another live. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've been babysitting the last couple of days. My nephews are over, and my son, I think we might take him to SeaWorld today. So I don't know still, but I'm gonna get in the sauna. But I'm gonna let this Ryan Garcia video, I'm gonna play it on loop so that it'll just kick out in the algorithm and we can get some more boxing people over here so we can have a balance. Because right now the balance is tipped. You see, I put the live up and I said, what should the next live be? It was overwhelmingly non-boxing. So I want to get out there to the algorithm because not a lot of people can even mess with me on this boxing tip, and we being all the way honest. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just loop this video. Shout out to Charles Xavier. I had to mod you up, bro. That was real, bro. That was real. I was real, unexpected, bro. And it just it motivated me, bro. It motivated me. Like, bro, when I get off here, I might drop 3 more videos and then work on the live for tomorrow. That's how much you motivated me, bro. I appreciate it, bro. Make it worthwhile. But I'm gonna play a video on loop, kick out to the algorithm. For people going to work to listen to it, et cetera, et cetera. You know how the deal goes. But I'll still be here. You know what I mean? The chat will still be here. You can chat with people, you know what I mean? People that are new here or whatever the case. Whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. Somebody in here trolling Amir said Amir learning how to spell. What? Crazy. Yeah, somebody like Amir got a crush on her. But here we go with the video. Let me put it on loop.
Yeah, man, is this like Friends that won't stop? Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that.
There goes Rolly with the sinister smile. Rolly, everybody talk about him eating crayons and all this stuff. Rolly was the smartest person in the room at all times. He let Ryan and Dev focus on each other, and then all the time he was focusing on studying the video and reduplicating what he did in sparring. Genius move. And he just reduplicated what he did as an amateur. Right here, Ryan Garcia opens up with the left hook. Rolly counters with the jab, and he leans back awkwardly as he counters, and he hurts Ryan because Ryan has to come forward and run it straight into the jab, and he hurts him with that punch. So he understood the tendencies of and was able to reduplicate some things that happened in sparring, and that's why he was tired of watching it. But nobody picked up on that. Nobody picked up on that. They was so sure that Ryan Garcia was gonna walk. Now watching this sequence, Ryan Garcia tries to throw an uppercut. Rolly counters with the hook, and then right hand, and then what he's gonna go into, double hook. Hit him again, and then hit him again with the hook. The double hook. So he countered with the jab, and then also countered with a double hook. The same thing that he did in their fight. Right here, Ryan Garcia goes to jab, Rolly's a professional now, so this time he catches the hook with his right hand, uses his forearm and his strength to push Ryan Garcia off, right? Push him back, got his momentum going back. Ryan Garcia thinks that it's going to be a jab, so he goes to catch the jab, and then Rolly just, bam, lands the left hook. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ryan Garcia has a tendency that he's did his entire career of reaching for punches, and Rolly's game plan was to take advantage of that. Interestingly enough, this game plan worked to the T, and Rolly had an injury. That is the craziest thing in the world. But Luke Campbell, same thing. Ryan Garcia reaches for the punch. Luke Campbell lands the shot. He has a tendency of reaching for punches. Always, when he gets his weight up on that back foot and his momentum is going backwards, he's so used to being a taller guy that he slides back and he reaches for the punches to try to block them. He was dropped in a Luke Campbell fight, and interestingly enough, like I said, this is something that's happened to him his entire career. Luke Campbell's not known to be no puncher, but guess what? Ryan Garcia was looking up to the ceiling and had to get up off his backside, right? But guess who else did it? Guess who else? The guy who y'all said had the wrong game plan. Right here, Ryan touches with his jab. Devin Haney just slips, comes up, and catches him with the left hook. Catches him with the left hook. Knocks Ryan Garcia off balance. What does Ryan Garcia do? Hit his gloves together. Hit his gloves, bangs his gloves together. Look, Ryan Garcia right here gets hit, reaching for the punch like he always does. And Devin Haney catches him with a good shot. And I already know what y'all gonna say. Well, Devin Haney's not a puncher. Well, neither is Luke Campbell, but he's still putting Ryan Garcia on his backside because it was a flaw that he has where he reaches for punches and his momentum's going back, so he don't even have his legs anchored to take the shot. And to add insult to injury, this video came out. Bro, we crying? So y'all made fun of Devin Haney for issuing a lawsuit, and Ryan Garcia was not able to take steroids in his fight and got beat by a guy who everybody says is slow and trash boxer, got outboxed by this guy, and his response is to cry? To cry. This just shows me furthermore that he took steroids in the fight. He could not handle this pressure right here. He quit against Tank. He didn't want to experience this right here. He foreseen this, crying after a loss, and it hurt to him. So he did not want to lose again. So instead, it was easier to take Ostarine, blame Scooter and everybody else, including Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, to all these people who all of a sudden know boxing, who say Devin Haney's strategy was wrong, that he shouldn't have went in there and try to knock Ryan out. He caught Ryan with the same punch that Rolly caught him with, that Luke Campbell caught him with, and he should have put him on his butt. But instead, he hits his gloves together and tell him, give him some more. Give him some more. To all, like I said, all these experts on Ostarine, it was a nanogram of a ant's penis. It wasn't enough to make a condom for an ant, and all this old crazy stuff that y'all was coming up with. Listen, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. He did not look the same when he was off of Ostarine. The same way Margarito didn't look the same when he didn't have bricks in his gloves. You know, it's the obvious is there. He cheated. Simple as that. And Devin Haney's game plan, like I said, to all the experts out there who were talking about it was the wrong game plan, that's because you're speaking in hindsight. If Devin Haney had put Ryan on his seat, like Luke Campbell did and like Rolly did, well, then everybody would be saying how genius it was. But Devin Haney could not factor in that his opponent would be on Ostarine. That's why he had power in the late rounds, and that's why he was able to take that shot. And Ryan Garcia took steroids because he did not want to be in that vulnerable situation where he's boo-hooing and crying tears because losing hurt, and he quit in the Tank fight, and he did not want to recreate that. But anyway, it's the Boxing Scholar, and I'm out.
Yeah, man, it's just like friends that won't stop. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that. Tired of watching that.
There goes Rolly with the sinister smile. Rolly, everybody talk about him eating crayons and all this stuff. Rolly was the smartest person in the room at all times. He let Ryan and Dev focus on each other, and then all the time he was focusing on studying the video and reduplicating what he did in sparring. Genius move. And he just reduplicated what he did as an amateur. Right here, Ryan Garcia opens up with the left hook. Rolly counters with the jab, and he leans back awkwardly as he counters, and he hurts Ryan because Ryan has to come forward and run it straight into the jab, and he hurts him with that punch. So he understood the tendencies of and was able to reduplicate some things that happened in sparring, and that's why he was tired of watching it. But nobody picked up on that. Nobody picked up on that. They was so sure that Ryan Garcia was gonna walk up. Now watching this sequence, Ryan Garcia tries to throw an uppercut. Rolly counters with the hook, and then right hand, and then what he's gonna go into? Double hook. Hit him again, and then hit him again with the hook. The double hook. So he countered with the jab, and then also countered with a double hook. The same thing that he did in their fight. Right here, Ryan Garcia goes to jab. Rolly's a professional now, so this time he catches the hook with his right hand, uses his forearm and his strength to push Ryan Garcia off, right? Push him back, got his momentum going back. Ryan Garcia thinks that it's going to be a jab, so he goes to catch the jab, and then Rolly just, bam, lands the left hook. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ryan Garcia has a tendency that he's did his entire career of reaching for punches, and Rolly's game plan was to take advantage of that. Interestingly enough, this game plan worked to the T, and Rolly had an injury. That is the craziest thing in the world. But Luke Campbell, same thing. Ryan Garcia reaches for the punch. Luke Campbell lands the shot. He has a tendency of reaching for punches. Always, when he gets his weight up on that back foot and his momentum is going backwards, he's so used to being a taller guy that he slides back and he reaches for the punches to try to block them. He was dropped in a Luke Campbell fight, and interestingly enough, like I said, this is something that's happened to him his entire career. Luke Campbell's not known to be no puncher, but guess what? Ryan Garcia was looking up to the ceiling and had to get up off his backside, right? But guess who else did it? Guess who else? The guy who y'all said had the wrong game plan. Right here, Ryan touches with his jab. Devin Haney just slips, comes up, and catches him with the left hook. Catches him with the left hook. Knocks Ryan Garcia off balance. What does Ryan Garcia do? Hit his gloves together. Hit his gloves, bangs his gloves together. Look, Ryan Garcia right here gets hit, reaching for the punch like he always does. And Devin Haney catches him with a good shot. And I already know what y'all gonna say. Well, Devin Haney's not a puncher. Well, neither is Luke Campbell, but he's still putting Ryan Garcia on his backside because it was a flaw that he has where he reaches for punches and his momentum's going back, so he don't even have his legs anchored to take the shot. And to add insult to injury, this video came out. Bro, we crying? So y'all made fun of Devin Haney for issuing a lawsuit, and Ryan Garcia was not able to take steroids in his fight and got beat by a guy who everybody says is slow and trash boxer, got outboxed by this guy, and his response is to cry? To cry. This just shows me furthermore that he took steroids in the fight. He could not handle this pressure right here. He quit against Tank. He didn't want to experience this right here. He foreseen this, crying after a loss, and it hurt to him. So he did not want to lose again. So instead, it was easier to take Ostarine, blame Scooter and everybody else, including Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, to all these people who all of a sudden know boxing, who say Devin Haney's strategy was wrong, that he shouldn't have went in there and try to knock Ryan out. He caught Ryan with the same punch that Rolly caught him with, that Luke Campbell caught him with, and he should have put him on his butt. But instead, he hits his gloves together and tell him, give him some more. Give him some more. To all, like I said, all these experts on Ostarine, it was a nanogram of a ant's penis. It wasn't enough to make a condom for an ant, and all this old crazy stuff that y'all was coming up with. Listen, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. He did not look the same when he was off of Ostarine. The same way Margarito didn't look the same when he didn't have bricks in his gloves. You know, it's the obvious is there. He cheated. Simple as that. And Devin Haney's game plan, like I said, to all the experts out there who talking about it was the wrong game plan, that's because you're speaking in hindsight. If Devin Haney had put Ryan on his seat, like Luke Campbell did and like Rolly did, well, then everybody would be saying how genius it was. But Devin Haney could not factor in that his opponent.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm here, press. I don't know if it kicked the live off because I was showing footage from the Ryan Garcia fight too much. But yeah, it kicked me out, bro. Kicked me out. Well, as long as they kick me off and they ain't flag me, let me check this, make sure I ain't got no flags. You know how that's how they got me last time. Okay, let me see. Okay. Yeah. They told me the video can't be monetized, blah 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 blah. Let me see. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh no, they ain't did nothing to this video. That was the other video. That was from the Breakfast Club. Sending me. You know what, Press? Let me sit. Let me do this real quick. I'm pretty sure you've been wanting to talk this boxing live for a long time. Let me drop the link. Let's see what happened if I drop the link. I don't know. I'm gonna just drop it. I'm gonna see who pulls up. Again, thanks Charles Xavier, man. Gifted these memberships, bro. You motivated me, bro. You motivated me, bro. I got a whole bunch of videos on ice, and I'd be like, man, I shouldn't even cause I used to have members only. I was slowly building it. They took everything from me, bro. Bro, I finna drop them videos I had on ice, bro. Dopest videos of all time about boxing. You know what I mean? And you motivated me to keep the lives going too, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm so crunk right now, bro. It's crazy work, bro. Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody who want to pull up, pull up. If not, I'll end it in maybe about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll give people time to pull up. Let me text the link. Hold on, give me some. Okay, I sent the link out to everybody. A couple things. We can get into a little bit of boxing. I seen a picture where Errol Spence was talking about his comeback. Don't know if you guys seen that, but basically he checked somebody because they were trying to get him to rush to come back, and you know I have mixed feelings on this. On one hand, I'm like, hey Errol, you gotta get back in there. You can't let them do you like that, man. You can't go off like that. You can't say, even if I had an excuse, I wouldn't give you one, and give an excuse and not come back to the ring. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, fuck it. It is what it is. I couldn't find Is that Queen? That ain't Queen. That ain't Queen Mafia. That ain't Queen Mafia finally done found alive after 3,000 years. What's up, Queen? I finally caught one of your lives. What's up, Queen? I was gonna say, well, I can't find a picture now. That's crazy work. But I was basically gonna show a picture of Errol Spence. Basically, fans was asking him to come back, and he basically said, "Look, man. Basically, I come back when I come back when I'm ready, and ain't nobody gonna rush me." And I thought that was an appropriate thing. Now, stay with me. Stay with me for a second. This is why I thought it was appropriate. There's a time, man, where I always do late night lives because I don't even sleep that much, nocturnal or whatever the case. I don't need a whole lot of hours of sleep, right? So there was a time where I wouldn't get a lot of rest. But one thing I would make sure is between my job and my family, I was not neglecting my family because, you got to go make money. And then this was becoming a job too as well because you're managing personalities on some Phil Jackson type stuff, right? So, there would be a time where I'll be a little late or whatever the case may be. And people will be rushing me like, hey, man, come on. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I kind of got like, bro, what's wrong with you? I get it, bro. You want to be entertained, but you can't disrespect the entertainment. The entertainment is still humans too. This is not like, remember the Michael Jackson Remember a Time video where they was like, the next one, and then he sticks a torch down his throat and stuff like that. Like, you got to be respectful to people's time, brother. Like, some people, like me, I'm late everywhere. I ain't gonna lie to you, whatever the case may be. But most of the times I'm late on my live is because I'm doing stuff for my family, talking on the phone, or having an important conversation. Real life stuff. It's not gonna change the quality of the show. But some people just gotta wait, hit the notification bell to tell you when I go live. But it was then when I realized that sometimes as human beings we can slip into the mindset of the entertainment doesn't deserve respect because it's just entertainment type stuff. Like people say stuff like this. They say, well, YouTube is just YouTube. And it's like, if human beings spend a majority of their time on social media, this is no longer like Jerry Springer. See, because with Jerry Springer, those are actors. With Maury, those are actors. So you can say TV is just TV. It's just entertainment. Movies is just entertainment. But no, people are literally losing their life for social media comments, for social media. So social media takes a majority of our day, and it's getting to the point where people are getting fights over it, losing their jobs over it, whatever the case may be. So it's becoming really, really serious. So we can't no longer treat YouTube as just YouTube and fake and all this other stuff. So, but yeah, we gotta have that perfect healthy balance. We can't look at people in terms of what we used to look at Maury. You know what I mean? Like, it's just entertainment. People are people, man. People go have mood swings. They have marriages, failed relationships, whatever the case may be. So a lot of times this is therapeutic for them, but they got to remember that the person creating the content is human too. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that, because I'm mindful of Errol Spence's like I said, as a boxing fan, I'm like, oh man, come on, Errol Spence, you got to get back in the ring. But as a content creator and being viewed as just the entertainment as well, I think it's absolute ludicrous for somebody to expect Errol Spence to get back in the ring after Bud beat him half to death and go in there and take some more punches just for them to be entertained or for them to have bragging rights. Because you can't take away them punches. They don't go anywhere. They stay with them for the rest of their life. So, yeah, that was my take on the Errol Spence stuff. My take on the Bud stuff ain't changed. I think the fight has gotten closer. You know what I mean? Just because of how awful Canelo is at this point in his career. That's going to be a really good fight to go to. I hope a lot of people go to the fight. I hope that's a big event. I hope that's one of boxing's biggest events. I heard some content creators say that they weren't going to cover it. Understandable. I get it, real boxing stuff. But for the most part, I'm always biased to bringing eyes to our sport. This is why I don't only cover boxing. I do the other stuff. So people who might have a little bit of inkling or fire passion for boxing, if we talk about the Remy Ma Papoose stuff, that's what they really like to enjoy talking about and pull it up, talking about, conversate. Before you know it, when we have the boxing live, they'll be so familiar with our characters, personalities, and sayings and like the clown and stuff that they'll be over there kicking it with us on the fight stuff. So that's how you draw people into the sport. Joe Rogan got a show. He don't talk about MMA all the time. That's where I learned that from. So that's where I'm at with the Bud fight. As far as the upcoming fights, I hope that I'm not against Tank versus Lamont Roach 2. I don't know that Tank gets to rematch. But say focus on your fight for you not make it to your fight. I don't know that he'll make it to the Jake Paul fight. And even if he does, if he takes damage in the Lamont Roach fight, I'm going to be honest with you. Jake Paul's a live dog in that fight. The weight is too much. Listen, I know skills pay the bills, but the reason why we favor Canelo against Bud is because of the weight, right? Pound for pound, Bud is a better fighter. Now, Tank is leagues above Jake Paul as far as boxing is going, right? But the size is so much that Jake Paul is even willing to make a concession and say Tank can come in as heavy as he wants. That's not normal. That right there should show you everything you need to know about how he really feels about him as a fighter. I don't know. Fights that whenever you plan a fight after a fight and the fight hasn't happened yet, that's always bad business. I don't know how these boxing promoters have been around the game this long and not realize that. You never look past an opponent. There are sometimes opponents who are not expected to win at all. 5 wins, 30 losses, and they go in there and knock somebody out and upset plans. This is why you do not listen. The bird in the hand is what you go after. You don't go after theoreticals and you don't go after anything else because there are no guarantees. Mike Tyson was supposed to fight Holyfield. You know who derailed that? Buster Douglas. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia was supposed to fight Devin Haney in a rematch. You know who derailed that? Rolly. You know what I mean? Just history of stuff like that happening. You know what I mean? So there are no guarantees in boxing. There's no guarantee that Jake Paul makes it past Chavez. And I know, like I said, I know Chavez is not really a great boxer at all. They're cherry picking him. I just don't. Jake Paul sucks. And Chavez is a big boy. He's bigger than Tank Davis. So I don't know. We'll see if he gets motivated for the fight. It's a lot of question marks there. But Chavez, up and down fighter, rocky fighter. You know what I mean? Meaning like sometimes he performed good, sometimes he don't. He really didn't take the sport serious. He's there because of his name. You know, his dad, living off his dad's name. So he's another one that's just like, I don't know. So I'm not big on the Chavez win. I think Jake Paul has a better chance of beating his opponent than Tank does of beating Lamont Roach. So we'll see about that. That's going to be interesting if Tank can make it to the rematch. He said knowledge is true power. Agreed, brother. He said Jake is in the entertainment realm. No matter how much he ups his skills, he will always just be a YouTuber before anything else. But you know what's the interesting thing, Charles, about the YouTuber stuff, bro? This is why I don't knock Jake Paul. A lot of the boxing community don't like Jake Paul, but I like him. I'll tell you why, bro. I like Jake Paul because Jake Paul changed the way boxing business is done. See, the days of yesteryear is gone. It's kind of like what Napster did to the game. You know, he's the white Napster, YouTube Napster, right? And that's why I say he's the white YouTube Napster. He came into the game and made the sponsors come to him. That don't normally happen like that. First off, boxing independent contractor sport. Normally the endorsements happen through agency and word of mouth and stuff like that anyway. But Jake Paul came in with an already large fan base. He made the boxing promoters, he got his own boxing promotional company, but he made everybody come to him and proposition him at his table. You know what I mean? And he kind of can proposition them. Like Tank is a star in boxing. He's giving Tank a shot at him. That's weird, right? Tank is the one with the belt. Jake Paul is giving him the shot at him. You know what I mean? At the Mike Tyson fight, that's where he was at, and they was announcing the next fight with Tank. So it's kind of giving him a shot and picking his opponent. So that's kind of weird, but I like the idea of getting the middlemans out the game and going directly to the source. I always champion that, you know. And then he got the first $1 million payday apiece for women in boxing. He do a lot of good things in the sport, man, which is why I can't knock Jake Paul. What's up, BBO? Shit. God damn it. Well, I hate this chat. So hold on, BBO. I gotta go to my studio. My bad, Charles. Did it ban? Oh my God. It banned Charles from my chat. What's up, BBO?
What's going on, man?
You there, bro?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you if you're talking.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Let me go out and come back in.
I can hear you now. My volume is down. Hold on. Let me go to my computer, bro. That's crazy. I hate this new chat stuff, bro. What's good, man? How you feeling this morning, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. What about you, man?
I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I feel better in the presence of a good white woman, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey man, I know how you get down, man. White Nubian queens forever, huh?
Hey, brother.
Black queens never.
But oh, my milk of magnesia. You remember that dude from Don't Be a Menace? You do me a favor, tap that white girl for me.
You know what? That's funny about that movie. That's a real thing, man.
Of
And then
course.
you always see the dude with the white wife that's so down. Like you got Ryan Clark, Mr. Poindexter himself trying to play RG3 because RG3 cornier than him. Now he want to say, oh, well, you don't know what it's like to talk to a black woman, but he got a white daughter, man. Shut up. Shut up and go get me a beer, man. That's what I say.
So let me ask you this week, yo. I seen a whole lot of cooning the other day on your show, brother. I just want to let you the king of the Goonies now.
He said what?
You the king of the Coonies now, brother. You
Hey,
remember in that movie they had the Goonies? You the king of the Coonies, brother.
hey man, coming from a jigaboo like you, that don't mean nothing.
Brother, I don't even know what a jigaboo is, brother. Elaborate.
Hey man, they call you the king of the jigs, man.
What that mean, brother?
That's what you gotta look it up, man. That's not for us to tell you what it is. Look it up. Get
Well,
you
I gotta look up. I would have known it by now, right? If I was that.
Huh?
I would have known it by now if I was that.
I
BBO,
mean,
BBO,
you got a few.
This what I was told about you, BBO. You let me know if it's true. They say you walk into a restaurant, a Haitian restaurant, and then they look at you in your eyes and they say, "The devil is not welcome here." Is there any truth to that, brother?
You sick, man. You're a real porch monkey, man. Shout out to my man.
Whoa,
Scholar, man.
whoa, brother, damn. That man, bro, you done went with the white insult, brother. That's crazy work.
Yeah, that's what we gotta call you, man. We just gotta call you a porch monkey or a jigaboo, or because you'll cut a jig on us, man. You cut a jig on us.
Interesting, bro. Interesting.
We see you in the movie, in the Nat Turner movie, where you say you killed the boss. Why'd y'all do that? Why did you unalive the boss?
Interesting. Because I'm pretty sure that when the saddest part of your life, brother, was not in Forrest Gump where Janine died, but in fact it was when Calvin died and Django. You cried. You told me that.
It's funny thing when you watch that movie, Forrest Gump. I think the irony of it all is that Forrest Gump had one of the greatest and toughest lives you could ever imagine.
Yep.
The woman he loved the most didn't come back to him until she was already, people had already wiped their boots off with her. She pretty much came to Forrest
Travis
and
Hunter.
died. It was crazy.
Like Travis Hunter.
See, that's cold, bro. I wouldn't say that, man.
Man, if you don't stop.
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think the little Mexican girl liked the brother, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. She was with him when he didn't have it. So I mean, a lot of people don't understand.
Man, BBO, stop, bro. So then what I call BBO, he be cooling, man. He don't keep it real. BBO, you played in the NFL, right?
Right.
Would you ever date that girl? Keep it real.
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
I'm a handsome guy.
Why would you date her?
I wouldn't date a straggler, man. She's not the prettiest girl. For his kind of money, she's not pretty enough.
And not only that, she don't act right, bro. She said that he's lucky to have her.
Yeah, so that's out of pocket in itself. I mean, well, one thing I will say about Travis Hunter is I can't say this about many guys that I've seen come out of sports, but I'm really, really rooting for that young brother, man. I think the way he represents as a person is terrific, man. Graduating college, super athlete, really nice guy, man. Good personality. I'm really rooting for him, man. There's a couple guys I root for. Him, Jason Derulo. A couple guys you just root for, man. You want to see them do well, man. Whenever you see cats really doing anything. But let me ask you this, though, man. Why do you think there's been no lingering effects from what Ryan was saying, all that racist stuff? Why is that stuff not coming back to bite him in the butt, man?
Because people don't stand on business. They don't stand on business.
What does that mean when you say stand on business? I'm not familiar with that. Okay, listen.
It's they're over. What do you call it? They're they're reacting in a way that they think people think they should react, which is just outrage. You know, the outrage machine, like at Fox News. You know, and they think that people think that they should be mad about this, so they pretend to be mad about it, and then whenever he fights, right now it's just we should still be celebrating Ryan Garcia getting his butt whooped. That should still be ringing from the top, but everybody just let it go. You know what I mean? We even have black people in the community. Remember that was defending the well, you don't understand it was a nanogram. He said, is there a way you could share the link to join the panel? It directs you to the Streamlab, but when I click the link, it's probably the old one. So I just put the new one in the chat. Let me pin it. So but yeah, it's probably the old link. That's probably why it's sending you to the old studio. Hold on. Let me pin this. All right, I'm back. I was gonna say
You were explaining the whole colloquialism standing on business. Something I had never really heard that before.
yeah, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you, BBO. That's why certain topics I don't censor people over here. Well, to a certain degree. Let me stop. To a certain degree, I do. Meaning, like, if they're just spamming my chat with the N word, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, I be getting mad at my mods for this, BBO. If somebody come in and put in an individual letter, they're gonna put I as the next letter. They're gonna put G. I be feeling like my mods be just sitting there watching, waiting for them to spell out the word. Like, what they're finna do, bro, and they still allow them to get it off, bro. Like, come, bro, what's the point of having mods if they not bouncing the people at the building?
I had a guy saying some wild stuff about a friend of the channel, and I'm thinking to myself, where's the mods at to block this dude? I had to block him. I don't even know what we got wrenches for, man. Nobody wants to be a moderator. It's weird. It's weird, man. But everybody wants you to give them
the wrench, because the wrench is like, it's like the supervisor. It's the supervisor position, brother. Everybody like being what Malcolm say, head Negro in charge. But yeah, bro, that's because they don't stand on business. But a lot of topics, BBO, I didn't cover, right? Because I know that if I cover them, I'm gonna say some things and I'm gonna be serious about what I say, but they're gonna say some things that they might change their mind on in a month. And I don't even want to cover the topic because it's that serious. You know what I mean? Like, why am I gonna stick my neck out for people that's gonna change their opinion when the wind blows? That don't make any sense to me, and it's not smart to do. So a lot of topics I don't even cover because of that. The Ryan Garcia, I just pay attention, bro. I just pay attention to what T.O. with these statements and Ryan, and there's no repercussions, bro. Devin Haney said, "I never let a white boy beat me," and people try to find reasons to hate him throughout his entire career. They even try to use Bill Haney when there's other fathers who are just as annoying as Bill Haney, if not more annoying. And yeah, they just don't like him. They don't like him because he said he'll never lose to a white boy. That's what it is. I guarantee I can find the edit of him of them saying, "I never let a white boy beat me," and even though Ryan Garcia isn't white, they'll use him.
I'll read you a quote, man, and I always look at: there's no better teacher than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time. And I kind of try to live by that, bro. Something Malcolm used to talk about all the time. Everything you go through, everything you hear is its own seed to help you become better each and every day. And you got to water those seeds, man. That's the thing, through reading, through understanding things from a different lens, and understanding that you don't always know the answers. You know what I mean? So when I think about that, in its whole totality, man, that's kind of what's missing. We don't have critical thinkers. That's why, as much cooling as you do, we get together and always got great conversations because we actually are trying to, plant those seeds in our own lives to.
Until I found out you was black. When I found out you was a black, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I put a strain in our relationship.
It's funny, man. One of the craziest, I read this other quote I was reading that got me said, the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent, and that's power because they control the minds of the masses. And that's what people don't understand. YouTube is such a huge tool, and if you use it correctly, man, you can really build a dynasty, man. It's pretty dope.
You think you could build a dynasty with YouTube?
I think so.
What? So let me ask you this,
Take
BBO.
off.
You build your channel up. You build your channel up, and then you get tired of doing it. You gonna pass it to your kids?
Look what Jake Paul's doing, man. You can diversify it and make it to something else.
Yeah, but that's because him and his brother are both content creators. That would be the equivalent of you like getting your wife a channel, or like currently while you're doing like the dynasty. I think a dynasty where like you could pass something down. You know what I mean? Like families that rule over something and they pass it down to their kids.
You don't think you can pass off this influence?
No.
Oh, okay.
I try to get people to sub to the backup channel, bro. I can't even get them to do that. So I don't know how you're gonna pass off influence on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes, it's weird, man. I don't know.
Sometimes you be like, hey man, we about to go over here, go chill in the after spot. Y'all pull up. And sometimes they won't even pull up. They were like, that to see here. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. What's the topic today, man? I see you up here. Where your people at? I don't hear none of your people in the background.
Bro, I mean, because I ended the other live and fired up this one because the homie Charles was like, hey man, start up a live. I wanted to gift out some memberships. So he gifted out some memberships. So it's kind of like spur of the moment. It wasn't nothing planned. Everybody either sleep, ain't got the notifications, or whatever the case may be. I might be at work. I don't know what it is because I normally be done by this time. So, you know. But no, the topic was I was talking about just running the mill stuff. See, BBO, remember I tried to tell you a long time ago, brother, when I was giving you the Biggie game, brother. I was telling you gotta do more than just boxing, bro. Because if you do boxing every day, you're gonna run out of topics to talk about. The reason why when I do fire up a boxing live, I can just rock by myself is because I say my opinions, give deep thought to them opinions, do the research on the opinions, and then when I do the boxing live, I can cook on it by myself. I don't need nobody. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And then you always got the non-boxing. Bro, who don't like non-boxing topics? Boxing fans are the best fans to have because they into everything. Golf, tennis, whatever the case. They like everything. So you really can't miss them with a non-boxing live. They might, if you ask them out loud, you want to talk about boxing? Yeah, man, we won't talk about nothing else. Put something else on the docket. I guarantee they pull up and won't miss it.
Yeah, I did a show yesterday talking about selling your soul. Is it truth or is it a myth? The show did pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I was trolling like a motherfucker in that shit. I remember that. That live, but that was a good live, bro. You got to do more of them, bro. You see the timing? I don't know if you noticed the difference, BBO, but the timing that you did it, bro, I tell you, bro, that boxing crew is nocturnal, bro.
Yeah. And plus, man, one thing I will say, man, shout out to everybody in the that supports the BVO Hangout, man, or the Doghouse community, because, man, the numbers going through the roof, man. I appreciate everybody. I can't get nobody to like the videos, but y'all watching
them. That's another thing you can't worry about, bro, if they like it or not. Charles, I got a kid. He only 4 years old. I got some nephews around that age. I'm thinking about, just whenever they get to a certain age, just teach them like the fine points of boxing, but not actually letting them spar. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, BBO. I don't know how you feel about this, bro. I think that's a form of child abuse, bro.
What?
Letting your kid box too young?
You think so?
I know so.
Yeah, it depends on how your what you're going through financially, man. Just to be honest with you.
What? So that's selling your soul. If you'll let your kid box based off of your finances, that's selling your soul.
Man, I'm telling you, I've seen kids play football, baseball, a lot of stuff they didn't want to do because that's what their parents put them up to.
And I think that's stupid too, as well. Baseball's smart, football's stupid.
Hey man, you can get education playing. So I got nothing but love and respect for it, to be honest with you.
You also get CTE from playing.
You also get CTE from falling down the steps.
Wait a minute.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble,
So wait a
man.
minute. Did you really just compare football to walking down the steps?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I will say to your football, your crazy football analogy, brother. Uh, Football, there's no weight classes. It's a free for all. You know, I know you done been catch somebody lurking like they out of the play and they done slowed down or something. You come up on the side of them, bam, hit them and knock their lights out. So you can have a dude that's 130 pounds, 150 pounds getting hit by a 300-pound person, and then it's repeated trauma. Because I remember they was asking people about concussions. They didn't even know what concussions was, bro. They was like, "What is that?" You know what I mean? They didn't even know. They didn't even have a concussion protocol. Not to mention the NFL hiding all the CTE research, and then Junior Seau unaliving himself so they could study his brain because he was all messed up. So I take that and say this. Whenever they look at brains of people that have CTE, whatever their age is, it's always advanced, right? So they'll be like 20 years old with a 50-year-old brain. If you're allowing your 5-year-old kid to go out there and take punches, oh, there you go, bro, and take punches, bro, I think that's a form of child abuse. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
You're a wild boy, man.
Why you say that, bro? You supposed to, bro. You only get one brain, bro. You only get one.
Yeah, but sometimes everybody can't go to school, man. Sometimes people need stuff like football to make it, man.
Bro, what? So look, what you use to get an education is football. You said you can go get you a good education. Now you say everybody can't go to school. What?
I'm just saying it worked both ways, man. Muhammad Ali said it best, man. I didn't go to school like I should have. I didn't do this like I should have.
What up, bro? How you doing?
What's good, bro?
Good.
Appreciate you, bro.
Sorry to interrupt you. No, I was asking you about if you box or have any friends or family that box. My boy owns a boxing company, merchandise. I could send you some gloves if you want.
Bro, that would be fantastic, bro.
I got you.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That would be fantastic. Yeah, I used to box, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I always tell myself I'm gonna go back to the gym. I'm gonna go back to the gym, but I already know how life is, bro. The timing, it's like, I mean, probably not. But
I might be able to get him to like sponsor your channel and like send you giveaways and stuff like that.
Brother, that would be a blessing. That would be a blessing, bro. That's all I can say. I'm lost.
If you look up Dakota Fight Gear, you'll see him on Instagram. He sponsors a lot of fighters and knows a lot of fighters.
Okay, I'm on the website. Ultimate all-purpose gloves, premium fight gear.
Yeah, let me know what you like. Make a list or whatever, and then I don't know if you got a PO box or let me know where you want me to send it to.
Okay, bro.
For sure.
Bro. That's dope, bro. That's dope as shit, bro.
For sure, my pleasure.
But how you feel about the topic, bro? I was telling him that I think that kids getting hit in the head too early is like a form of child abuse. How you feel about that, bro?
Definitely. I think that kids should go into gymnastics first before anything, up until they're like 9, 10, and then get into wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And then once they're in their teenage years, they'll be set and ready for boxing.
Agreed. That, see, what you're saying is kind of like, and what I was going to try to explain to BVO is that You get a young kid while their brain is still developing. You don't allow them to take punches, but you still train them and train their nervous system for them to be coordinated and athletic. So
Mu-
then, whenever they finally do start taking the punches, their
muscle
brain is
memory.
yes, their brain is already developed. You know, it was a good example of this. If we was going to go to court, bro, and say Exhibit A, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins was able to box into his what 50s, and it's because he took punches late because he messed up early in his life, so he was able to preserve his brain to where he could go into his career early. And you take a guy like Riddick Bowe, taking heavyweight punches early on, he was washed up at like 26, 27.
Yeah, man. And also I was saying boxing is way more dangerous than MMA because in MMA, as soon as the guy gets knocked out, the fight's over. They stop it. But in boxing, you get knocked out, they wait for you to recuperate, and then you're back in the fight.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm looking at these gloves. These gloves are badass, bro.
High quality too, super high quality.
Hey, bro, I remember when I bought a stand, like a heavy bag stand, because I
Yeah,
wanted like a big bag, And I was
yeah.
dang, I was freestyling because you get the one from like what do you call it, Academy, and it's all flimsy and cheap and tips over. Got to put weights and it still tips over. You know what I mean? So I wanted like a custom made one. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like after they made me that stand, bro. I was like, I might go custom like
I'll
after this because
I'll
they
ask him. I'll ask him if he can do custom work on it. I'm pretty sure he can. Um, but if not, I could do it through a third party.
nah, bro. You ain't gotta do that. I wasn't saying that to say that. I was just talking about
Uh,
I
I
was just
know.
talking about this the
I'm
stand.
just. I'm just off for it. That's all good.
Well, hey, brother, blessing, bro, blessing, man. I appreciate everything, bro. Like I said, bro, you people like you, bro, y'all make it this worthwhile doing, bro. Because listen, man, I have a difference of opinion. I allow dissenting opinions on here to argue with me. We have good debate, but it's all in good faith. I don't have no malicious whatever towards anybody, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
on the panel. But a lot of times I'm not gonna lie, I get discouraged, like, do I really want to do a lot today? Should I do a lot today? You know what I mean? Because like I said, people take it for granted, you know what I mean? I'll be like, man, hurry up, start, you know what I mean? I'm like, golly, bro. I'm human. But stuff like what you did today, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That made my day, bro. That made my day. That made me feel like, bro, you're doing like you're doing good work, bro, because you're attracting the right people, that's making it worthwhile to keep you pumping out the content that you need to pump out.
No, I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that. And I know we don't like to talk about politics and religion, but I'm Muslim myself, and it's just our hospitality uh, towards, showing our faith through our speech and actions.
Yeah, brother. I really I really appreciate that. What I was gonna say is oh no, we talk about I ain't gonna lie, bro. We talk about politics over here. That's one of the
Okay,
you
okay.
know what I always feel like, bro? I feel like this. I feel like every conversation is worth having, especially the ones they say that you shouldn't have. And if people ain't respectful enough to disagree, even if it get passionate, because we get passionate. We human beings, right? You know what I mean? Sometimes we have knee-jerk
Of
reactions.
course.
But if we get passionate and we can't come back, then I mean,
I say this. I say that in a discussion, you can't lose. You either learn or you win, but never lose.
facts. Facts, bro. Hey, brother, how you feel about my guest today? How you feel about Queen?
Oh man, dude, that lady was hard headed, and uh, she, like, even if you told her the sky's blue, she'll find a way to argue with you that it's not.
Facts, bro. Hey, look, hey, Queen, if you listening, this is somebody third party that I ain't telling what to say. He saw that on his own, sister. So I mean, it can't just be everybody. But you know what, though, bro? I'm not gonna lie. I respect people like that, bro. I respect people. Well, I respect everybody, but I try to make it a point, for people like that I don't agree with, to just know, like, listen, I know in your head I'm crazy, but in my head you're crazy as well. But we can still have conversation. And I told her, like, I'm not hiding anything. A debate is about a win. Like, what is the point of having a debate if you don't really believe in what you're saying? Shouldn't you want to teach somebody what you're saying? And shouldn't it be deep, like trenched in facts? But that's the whole point of debate.
My problem was she kept making assumptions, negative ones at that. And you can't make assumptions and make claims and then not substantiate your claim. You got to back up what you're saying to cure somebody's ignorance. And to cure ignorance is to question. So you got to come correct with it, right?
Hey, facts. Facts, brother. Facts, brother. That's some facts. But yeah, man, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. I'll probably do another live later on tonight. I'll post it up here in a little bit. But I'm finna jump inside the silent, bro.
No problem, man. I appreciate you coming back on and letting me do that thing. And
brother, I appreciate you.
Much love, bro.
Like I said, bro, I don't know if you realize, bro, brother, you inspired me, brother. You inspired me.
Alhamdulillah. All thank is to God.
Facts, brother. Facts. I wish I knew what to say in response, brother. I don't know. I don't speak Arabic, brother.
Oh, that's all good.
Alhamdulillah. What's the response to that?
Alhamdulillah. You just repeat it.
Oh, you repeat it back? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I don't want to butcher it, bro.
No worries, bro. Alhamdulillah.
It's an al in there. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yeah, no worries. But
hey yo, bro. You speak Arabic?
I don't. I'm from north of Iraq, Kurdistan.
You know why I asked that, bro? Because I remember it was a security guard I used to work with, and he came over here and we used to always talk to girls. We would be on the girls at the libraries, and our code word for them, we would call them dasukas, which in Arabic means ladybugs. He was from Jordan. And we would just clown. He was cool. He was the closest person I was to the security guards there. You know what I mean? Because he was trustworthy, bro. He wouldn't stab you in the back or anything, but man, bro, yeah, we would be on them girls.
Yeah, and there's a difference between a Muslim and a practicing Muslim. And me, I grew up so I'm born in north of Iraq, Kurdistan, but we took off when Saddam started killing our people. And then we survived the firing squad in Iran. We snuck into Greece. They put my dad in jail. And then after 8 months, after they did their research, they saw that he's a doctor, he's a soldier, he's got credentials. They took him out and they gave him a job with the United Nations. And usually as a refugee, they tell you where you're going to go. But because of my dad's credentials, he said you can pick any country, any Commonwealth country to go to. And we chose Canada. And when we came to Canada, it's just another concrete jungle, just like the US. Slightly different, but nonetheless a concrete jungle. And I grew up in that culture. And then something happened in my life where it changed my life completely. I got shot and paralyzed. My friend's house got burglarized. And the first 5 years was like complete torture and depression. But after my 5th year, I started questioning my existence, my purpose, and it led me back to Islam, my religion. And my paralysis became a gift and a blessing. I don't know if you could understand that, but ever since that realization, my life has changed.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say, let me know, like send me maybe share an email or something. That way I can get in touch with you to get the sizes and whatever else you need, the punching bag, all that. I think I'm pretty sure it's just the bag it comes with. You have to do the stuffing yourself, but I'll double check that.
Yeah. You're
For
right.
sure.
You're right. But
For sure. But yeah, bro, I'll let you go do your thing, and I appreciate you for having me.
no, I appreciate you, bro. That one of the lives, bro. Well, so you could pull up on any live because I want to continue this. I want to continue this late night. I feel like my mind. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't even like doing lives in the daytime. I feel like my mind is sharper at night for whatever reason. I feel
I
like I'm
know
better prepared.
I know exactly what you mean. You get more creative and inspirational at night.
Yes. So I want to continue this conversation, bro, because I want to ask you more about your story. I want to get your experience. I want to give you, well, not advice, but like I want to say, what I understand, what I get, and also learn from you as well.
I love advice. I never take, eh, like I said earlier, in a discussion, you can't lose. You either learn or you win. And I love to learn and win. And I have like my purpose in life. I have two purposes. One is to worship my creator and the creator of all things. And my second purpose is to seek knowledge and not to stop seeking knowledge until I'm gone.
Some good goals, bro.
For
Good
sure.
goals. They're gonna lead to a better version of yourself. But you got any final words, bro? Like I said, I'm gonna continue this at nighttime. I can already feel the
Uh,
grogginess and plain. I'm
for
like a
sure.
vampire, bro. That when the sun come up over here, I'm like,
My final words is to spread positivity and bring more positivity in the morally declining society that we live in.
good words to end it by.
All right, brother. Much love, respect. I'll see you next time.
Same to you, brother.
Ciao.
Wish to have a fancy car. Wish to have $1 million bucks. Well, I wish I know being in love. So tell me, pretty baby, I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Making love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born. Yo, sing, come on. Till my baby's born. Till my baby's born.
Yo, this has been the weirdest live ever. I ended it and it didn't end. That's crazy. Hold on.
Star, wish to have a fancy car, wish to have $1 million bucks. Well, I wish I don't be in love. So tell me, pretty baby, I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Make it love to the break of dawn, me and you to the baby's born, till my baby's born.